Just a small disclaimer before you watch this video. This applies to like a really small demographic of people. Chances are you're not in this group, but if you are in this group of people who is really too smart for their own good, I think I can help you out. I'll try to, at least from what I've learned from my experiences. Hopefully give you something that you can apply to your life. So we have a situation here, right? This guy's name today, your name is Barry, okay? Barry here, because he's got a really big brain, yep, very smart. And these guys, we have Billy, Bob, and Joe. This trio is, I don't want to say stupid, but they're stupid, right? So this guy, he doesn't know what's going on. He's looking this way, he's looking that way, he's talking, but he's not mad, he's not happy. Look at this guy, Barry, he's overthinking it. That's probably not the right word, but what he's doing, he's calculating what's going on in this conversation here and seeing how he could maybe interject himself into this conversation in a way that Billy, Bob, and Joe will like him. So he's thinking of 100,000 different calculations of what could happen if he says some simple phrase instead of talking about video games, right? He's thinking about what game they're talking about, how if he plays this game, if it's important. He's thinking about so much stuff right now. These guys aren't thinking at all. There's no brains at all. It's empty. Or they're at least not using their brains when they're talking, which is honestly what you should be doing too. You don't really need to overthink what you're saying. Most of the time, the first thing you say is the right thing to say. Or it's gonna be the best thing that you can say. Even if it is something that, like, you know, is stupid, most of the time people don't care, and they'll even like it. Like, this guy's saying some stupid stuff here, but he's laughing. He's laughing now. He fixed it. Because it makes you more human when you mess up and say the things you want to say. And obviously, people like that. Whether they know it or not, you're gonna subconsciously like someone who's more human, more like you. This guy seems kind of detached. He's too smart for his own good. It's the subject today. Being smart. This word has a positive connotation in our society, when I don't really think that it should. I mean, sure, there's some people who take their whole, like, they have their gift of being smart and they apply it into like different careers and stuff. You could be rich if you make some invention, but realistically, you're gonna be put in some probably above average job, maybe like a doctor. It's a respectable, good job, but it's you're probably not gonna like it. I mean, all the studying that goes into it, you're gonna have to either learn to like it or deal with it. I mean, both of them don't seem as good as the life of these people here. These people are ignorant, but they're happy. Not happy about being ignorant, but they're just happy in general because they don't have to think about much else. Whereas this person was cursed with the ability of intelligence. He knows too much for his own good. He knows so much, he's thinking so much, that it's hurting him and it's getting him farther away from the life he wants to be. So if this thought bubble right here, he was thinking about this situation, right? This would be his ideal situation. If he had that, he would be so happy right now. But this seems so unattainable. And all of those possible calculations, I don't think there was a single one in which he was one of these three people. He couldn't have been replaced with Billy, Bob, or Joe in these situations. He'd never thought that he could act like one of these people. Really, all he had to do was stop thinking about it. That's a huge topic. I'm bringing out a pen for this actually. This might sound really stupid, but trust me, try it, I did it. It works. You don't have to think about what you say most of the time before you say it. A lot of adults will tell you, oh, think about what you say. Your actions have consequences. Yeah, they do. But if you're already at this point where you're so smart, where it's like, you think about all the consequences you actually have, or all the consequences that are gonna happen, your brain's gonna automatically filter out what's bad. You can say like the first thing coming to mind, and it's not gonna be some crazy out-of-pocket thing that's gonna get you banned or expelled. I don't know what type of crazy things you're thinking of. It's probably not that bad. I hope. And even if it is, I mean, you still have some sort of filter, but I would honestly just trust the first thing you have to say. Like, let's say these guys are talking about cars. Sure. He's talking about how he got his new car, it's a Chevy or something. And you're thinking, oh, what model is a Chevy? What color is it? How many miles per gallon? And this guy's like, oh, cool. I got a car too. Such a mindless thought, but it's good enough. I mean, then I bet Billy over here is like, oh, what car did you get? And then there's not really any depth behind these questions, but it's enough to expand to the point where these people can have conversation, and it can be held long enough to make him think that it's the ideal situation. Going back to what I said before, where he wants this, but he doesn't see it in a possible. He doesn't think it's possible in all these calculations. So if you really still think you're watching this far into this video, and you're thinking, yeah, I'm part of this demographic, I think like this, try to take this advice and don't think about what you do as much. It's gonna sound stupid, but stupid's not that bad. Right? Smart isn't always positive, and stupid isn't always negative. It is like an insulting, derogative word if you call someone stupid, but honestly, I'm sure a lot of people are jealous. A lot of smart people are jealous of these stupid people. I probably should say stupid. These less stressed out, less worried people, less thinking people, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to filter it out so it doesn't sound bad, but just take everything I say with a grain of salt, because I'm not using like the average, like the regular connotation of these words isn't what I'm using it as in my explanation. I'm using smart as a negative tone and dumb or stupid as a positive tone, because the situation where you're too smart, I'm applying it to a social aspect. In an academic standpoint, for school and stuff, it's probably not gonna hurt you unless you're like not motivated to do your stuff because it's just too easy, or it's just not challenging enough, it's not stimulating enough. Even if you have some like crazy calculus equations, you got some derivatives, whatever you gotta do, dx, whatever you gotta do, it's not gonna, like, you can do it no problem. You don't have to put any thought behind it, or you understand the concept so well that you don't have to put any thought behind it. Just like these guys understand talking so well, they don't have to put any thought behind what they say. To them, it's natural, as it's natural for you to do this stuff. And they would think that they saw this, like, this guy looking at this stuff, he's going crazy. He doesn't know where to start, he doesn't know what to do, he's probably not even gonna try it. He would just say, no, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that math. And this guy, Barry, on the other hand, he sees this as like, oh yeah, it's nothing. He's so happy, smiling. Like, it's probably because these guys their whole lives have been trained to think talking was easy. They've been put in like situations where talking was the easiest thing to do, whereas this guy, math was easy. Probably had honors classes growing up, and it actually hurt him more than it benefited him. He didn't get to socialize and talk like these people have, and now he wants this. You can also think of the opposite, where these people want this too, but realistically they don't. They might say it to your face, say like, "You're so smart. I wish I was like that." They might even think that too. They might think that, but they don't really like you wouldn't really want it. Like your life is like satisfactory as it is in this standpoint. Whereas it could obviously be better. I mean, everyone's life could be better. Everyone has their problems, struggles, and all that. But you could ignore it to a point through talking. I guess you could ignore it through other like academic things, but most of the time it's not going to be as beneficial to you as something like talking would be. Because with this, you can go places. I mean, they might not have this academic 5.0 GPA or anything, but they could still have some like networking with people. Like Billy might go on. He's got some rich uncle, and he gives Bob and Joe a job at his company, regardless of the fact that they had 2.0 and 1.7 GPA right here. He doesn't care. I mean, as long as you, let's say they're selling stuff, right? Let's say they're selling yachts. We're going extreme. Your buyer's not gonna care. He's not gonna start interviewing you, saying what's your GPA and stuff. You know what just happened here, but he just. There we go. He just cares about how you're talking, and that's gonna get you places. Whereas this, it might bring you somewhere that he might be a doctor or something in the future, but realistically, you're not gonna get that job unless you incorporate some of this. You can't go anywhere with just academics, and you can't really go anywhere with just talking. I mean, by anywhere you can't be fully successful in your own retrospect by just having either of those things. You need to have both, at least a little bit of both, right? You can't be so awkward and so smart to the point where no one understands you. You can't be so stupid to the point where no one understands you. You have to find like a happy little medium between the two things. Obviously, I'm not some millionaire expert on this, but I mean, even the greatest bodybuilders have a coach. Like C-Bum's got a coach. His coach isn't as big as him, but he still takes advice. So you could learn. You could always learn more, and you're probably looking to learn more if you clicked on this video. And I hope I could help you with thinking, overthinking maybe, in a way that it's beneficial enough to take you somewhere. I want to see you one day be talking to this group of people. Give you a quick little sketch. This is you, like a really big brain. Look at you, so happy now. And yeah, he's still ignoring you, but it's fine. You'll get used to it if you're not already. And hey, getting ignored sometimes is actually good for you, probably. I mean, yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and good luck.